Now, traders at Axis Bank expect repricing across the bond curve due to the recent 150 basis point MPR hike announced at the May MPC meeting. Meanwhile, investors are also maintaining a cautious approach ahead of today's primary market auction as existing T-bills totaling 508.98 billion naira across the 91, 182 and 364-day instruments will mature and be rolled over. Chukwunonso Ifejiofor, Treasury Team Member at Axis Bank, joins me now for more market updates. Chukwunonso, thanks a lot for joining us on the show today. Now, let's talk about market reaction so far. We are seeing here the 150 basis point hike getting the market abuzz with a whole lot of reactions. Talk to us about this repricing across the bond curve.
Okay, thank you, David, for having me. I'll start with the liquidity position in the markets. Yesterday, we saw the markets open in a repo of about 950 billion. And as at the end of the closing day, we saw rates, that is the OPR and overnight rates, print at about 31.06% and 32.47% respectively. For the fixed income market, what we had seen was market participants taking a cautious approach towards trading. The sentiment was basically skewed towards the April 25, 2025 bills. At the release of the auction results, what we had seen was a bit of trades at about 20.55% levels. Going into today's auction, what we have on offer is about 508 billion, what the DMO has offered for the auction. And our expectation for the auction is that we expect about 50 to 100 basis points hike, looking at the tin system liquidity as earlier mentioned, and also looking at the fact that the MPC committee had hiked rates by 150 basis points.
Well, yeah, Chukwunonso, I hear you quite clearly when you're talking about investors' position ahead of today's T-bills auction. But in terms of subscription rates, we'll definitely have more conversations around that. But I wanted to circle back towards investor response as well. And your reading, for those who have raised concerns around whether or not we've reached the peak or the ceiling for any further MPR hikes at this point in time in the fight against inflation. Though, yes, there's the season of hot money, but how do you see investors positioning going forward in different case scenarios?
Okay, thank you. Based on the inflation numbers, if you listen to the MPC meeting yesterday, the CBN governor stated that we had seen inflation on a month-to-month basis decline, even though the position stated that there was an increase, an overall increase from last month coming into this month. But if you looked at the month-on-month numbers, we had seen a decline. With regards to there being a ceiling on the inflation numbers, it remains yet to be seen if that is what the monetary authorities will take. I believe the stance is that we might continue to see those increase on the MPR rates as long as the fight against inflation persists. But for now, I believe that the monetary authorities would want to maintain it at this level and also watch to see where the inflation numbers will print out. But based on the MPC meeting yesterday and listening to the chairman of the committee, he had stated that the work done so far started to yield positive response, even though we had not seen that on the absolute number for the inflation figures. But however, we had seen inflation on a month-on-month basis. That's when you compare month in, month out, what has happened, decline.
Yeah, well, definitely a whole lot of conversations points coming through, and clarity has been required here in terms of the Central Bank of Nigeria's stance on inflation target. And Chukwunonso, thanks a lot for your time on the show today. That was Chukwunonso Ifejiofor, Treasury Team Member at Access Bank.